Candlestick is a very, very integral part of your trading analysis. So please, let's take it very, very seriously because when you open your chart, when you open MT5 or you open Trading View, all you're going to be seeing is candlesticks, right? Candlesticks. So it's very important that you understand how to read a candlestick pattern. And in reading a candlestick, you should know that every candle represents something, has a name, has a psychology behind it. By psychology, I mean what's the reason why that candle was created and why it is in that shape, in that length, in that whatever. You remember, there's a candle has a body and has a wick. I showed you guys all of that in Introduction to Candlestick Pattern, right? So we're going to move further now. So having understood that, let's just do a very like a 1 minute recap on what a candlestick looks like, how it opens, closes, and the rest of it. So let me share my screen here. Oh, God. I want to believe you can see my screen, right? I hope you can see my screen. Oh, all right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Like your network is tripping off.
Yeah, I switched to Glow. MTN is disturbing me.
Okay. All right. Welcome, Mr. Tembe. So like I said, yeah, we're talking about candlesticks. Yeah. So I'm just going to do a small, like a 2 minute review of what we did earlier on candlesticks so that going forward, we can now we can learn something new today, right? So today we're basically talking about candlesticks. So if we remember clearly from the last class we had on candlesticks, I said candlestick is very important to our market analysis. If you want to understand how to analyze the chart, you need to know how to read the candlesticks that are available. Oh, why is this thing not showing my screen now? Oh. So can you see my screen? I can't even see what's going on my screen.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah, I
can
can
see your
see.
screen.
What are you seeing? Are you seeing the chat?
We see a chart here. A candle distance.
Okay, so I'm on. Okay, has the chat changed now?
Yeah, it's moving.
Okay, it's a different chat, right? Okay, very good, because I was not seeing it well. All right, so let's begin now. Remember, I told you that a candlestick, this is how a candlestick opens and closes, right? So let us assume this is a bullish candlestick, right? That means this candlestick represents a buying market. So a bullish candlestick opens from where? It opens from under. Can you remember? It opens from below and closes where? Above. This is a bullish market. This is a bullish candlestick. Right? So it opens where? Below and closes where? Above. So this is an example of a bullish candlestick. So On my chart now, all these blue candles you're seeing are all bullish candlesticks. And when you see a black candle, it means that that is a what? A bearish candlestick, right? So where does this bullish candle actually opens from? Now, as you can see, this current candle that the market is creating now, this is a 4-hour time frame. It means that it's going to take up to like 4 hours for this candle to get created, right? To create itself, like from open to close. Until after 4 hours, this candle is going to close here. So what do we do now? What are you seeing here? Remember that this is a bullish candle. The previous candle here is a bullish candle. So where is the open of this candle? That means this candle opened at the bottom here. I hope you can see my screen. Let me use this. So the candle opened here and closed here. The next one opened by the side immediately, right? So that is how a candlestick opens and closes. So for a bearish candlestick, it opens from the top and closes where? Below. That is how a bearish. Sorry, you asked a question?
No.
Okay, so that is how a bearish candle. We have treated this already, so I'm just trying to do a brief recap. So in today's class, what we're going to be focusing on is the two types of candlestick patterns that we have. We have basically two types of candlestick patterns. We have the bullish candlesticks and the bearish candlestick. So basically, each of these candlesticks are the same thing. It's only that we have the one that supports a buying market. We have the ones that support a what? A selling market. Good. So remember in our introduction to market structure, we said this is how we see a trending market, right? An uptrending market, creating a series of high highs and high lows. So in a market that is moving in an uptrend like this, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to buy or sell?
Buy.
Buy, right? Very good. So that if you want to buy in a bullish market like this, are you buying from the top or you're buying from the bottom? The top is the expensive price. The bottom is the what? Discounted price. So you always want to do what? You want to buy from a retracement or a discounted price. That means you're waiting for price to what? Come down to a support level before you do what? Before you buy. Do you understand? Now, where this candlestick comes into play very, very importantly is that we use it as a confirmation for entering a trade. If you have done your analysis now and you want to enter a trade, either buy or sell, when the price comes to the area where you want to actually press buy or sell, what do? You want to wait for what? A candlestick confirmation. By candlestick confirmation, what do I mean? You want to see a particular kind of candlestick that represents a bullish market. Do you understand? So when that candle appears, it's going to give you, that's a signal to say, okay, the market wants to start buying now. Do you understand? So we have several types of candlestick patterns. There are the ones that actually support the selling market. That's a bearish market. So once you spot that one in the area of interest, you see it, it is a signal, say, okay, it's time to sell. Once you see the one that forms, that supports a buying market, and you see it in a specific area, not just anywhere, there are places you're going to want to see those things happen. When you see them happening, then you take action. All right. So now, before we get to that part of seeing, analyzing the chart, let us understand these particular kinds of candlesticks first of all. Now, there are so many of them, right? That candlestick Bible that I showed you guys, there are so many candlestick patterns, but we're not going to treat all of them. We're going to treat the major ones, the ones that me personally I use all the time because they are very strong, they are powerful signals, and they are very common in appearing. Okay. So that is the kind of candlesticks we're going to talk about today. The rest of it, you can still go on that PDF and just read out some more to get more added knowledge. Okay. So we have two types of candlestick pattern. The first one is called the bullish candlestick pattern, and the second one is called the bearish candlestick pattern. Now, why do we call them bullish and bearish candlestick pattern? Because a bullish candlestick pattern represents market that is going up, a bullish market. So once you spot a bullish candlestick pattern on a support level or an area of interest, all you just have to do next is press buy. Once you see a bearish candlestick pattern appearing on a resistance area, where is a resistant area? This is your resistant area. The higher part, the lower part is the support area. So we sell from resistance, buy from support. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You said you don't understand?
No, I understand.
All right, awesome. So let's proceed. Now, let's talk about the candlesticks pattern, right? Remember, there are two types because the market involves either you're buying or you are selling, right? So there are two types of them. There's one for buying and there's one for selling. So let's talk about each of them. Then I show you how it looks like for the one for buying and the one for selling, right? So the first candlestick we're going to talk about is what the engulfing candlestick pattern. Remember, these are the most important ones I'm going to point out for you guys. The engulfing candlestick pattern. So how does the engulfing candlestick pattern actually operate and what does it look like? So let me show you, right? So let me show you an example of what an engulfing candlestick look like. So remember, yeah, any candlestick we're treating, there is the bullish and there is the bearish. Remember, it's a two-sided thing. There's always a bullish and a bearish candle side of it, right? So for engulfing now, we're going to start with what the bullish engulfing. So we have bullish engulfing and we have bearish engulfing. So what that means is basically that the bullish engulfing is the one that you want to find in a support area where you want to buy from. A bearish engulfing is the kind of engulfing you want to find in a resistance area, right? Before the price starts dropping. So let me show you guys what a bullish engulfing looks like. So let's assume this is one candle, right? This is one, and then another candle appears like this. Another candle appears. Oh God, I'm so tired. Another candle appears just like this. So now this right here, let me paint this as red. So this is what a bullish candlestick look like. Sorry, an engulfing, a bullish engulfing looks like. Now, this is just a name given to this particular candlestick, right? This bullish engulfing. It's just a name. Now, remember, I just want you to understand the candlestick, the psychology behind the candlestick, why this candlestick is formed like this. That way, even the name will not even matter to you. But it's good here you know the name as bullish, bearish, engulfing, bullish engulfing or bearish engulfing. But the most important thing is to understand the psychology behind the candlestick that was created, right? So now this is a bullish engulfing candlestick. What does engulfing means? Engulfing means something that can actually what? Capture something entirely, engulf something entirely, right? Cover that thing entirely. That is like the primary concept of what engulfing looks like. So in a bullish engulfing market, what you want to see is what? A bearish candle, which is a sell candle. So maybe let's assume that the market has been selling. So this is the market what's selling. So the market sells and gets to a point where it stops selling and the next candle engulfs the last selling candle. Please follow up with me, right? So this is how an engulfing candle happens, right? So an engulfing candle consists, a bullish engulfing candle consists of what? A bearish candle, a small bearish candle, and a larger bullish candle. A small bearish candle and a what? A larger bullish candle. That is what we call an engulfing, a bullish engulfing. So by this, the psychology behind this is that the market was selling. At some point, it stopped selling from here, then it started buying. And the moment we spot an engulfing candle, it shows us that there is momentum in the market. It shows us that the buyers are ready to what? Take over the market because they have what? Engulfed the last selling candle on an area of interest. Are you following? So this is what we call a bullish engulfing candle. Let me write it out here. Bullish engulfing candle. Bullish engulfing candlestick. Now, these candlesticks, you want to just find them in support areas. So once you find them in a support area, meaning that the market wants to start buying from that area, and you spot something like this, it's a signal to do what? Buy. Right? I'll show you examples on the chart. Anyway, before we proceed, let me show you an example of bullish engulfing, right? Now, look right here. We have an example of what? A bullish engulfing candle. Can you see it? Good. So in fact, I'm going to use it like this. because this other one is not part of it.
Yeah, the black
Yeah,
and
yes, it's just the last two candles, right? So this is the last selling candle, and then this is the candle engulfing it, like 2 times of it. Sometimes it may not be exactly 2 times of it, but as far as the candle is longer than the previous selling candle, that is what? That is an engulfing candle. For a bearish engulfing, it is very, very what? Similar, but it's just the opposite of a bullish engulfing, right? So let me show you what a bearish engulfing looks like. So this is what a bearish engulfing looks like. So the bearish engulfing will start to what? Buying candle as a bullish candle, and then it shows you what? A bearish candle. Good. So the last two candles, so this last one is going to be what? A bearish candle, then a bullish candle will follow. Why is it a bearish candle first? Because initially the market was actually what? Selling. Sorry, it was buying, right? It was buying. So while the market was buying, it got to a place where it couldn't buy again. It met a resistance. Then it will now sell once. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. Sorry. I made a mistake with the coloring. This is supposed to be a buying candle, which is the green one. Then this one is supposed to be the red candle. Yes. So initially the market was buying, and it got to a point where it couldn't continue buying. Then the next candle engulfed the last buying candle. Are you following? So that is what we call a what? A bearish engulfing candle. So let's get to the chart now to look for some examples of a bearish engulfing. Now, what do we have here? Right here, we have a bearish engulfing. Oh, excuse me. You can see that, right? A bearish engulfing. So the last blue candle, then the next one was engulfed the blue candle, bigger than it, creating a what? A bearish engulfing candle. Right. So let's look for another one again. Good. So this is also an engulfing candle. You see this last buy candle, then the next sell engulfed it, packed everything, understand, together. That's an engulfing candle. So let's look for another one, both engulfing, bullish engulfing and bearish engulfing. So here you have another what? Bullish engulfing. You have a what? A bullish engulfing here, right? You have a what? A bearish engulfing right here. Let me see. This one right here. This last push to the upside, then this push to the downside. That is an engulfing candle. That means this bear candle engulfed the bullish candle. That is how we come about engulfing candle. And this candlestick is a very powerful candlestick. It represents momentum. Remember, I told you that, right? So if you spot a candlestick like this in a particular area of interest, either resistance or support level, it is strong. It usually what? Works out pretty fine as a confirmation. Okay. Are we good with this bullish engulfing? Do you understand it? The bullish and bearish engulfing. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I think I understand.
All right, good. So what you just do is to go back and practice more. Like anytime you're practicing, open your MT4 and search for them. Do you understand? Just be searching for those examples, bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing, all the candlesticks we're going to talk about. As you're searching for them, as you spot anyone, mark it on your chart. Mark it on your chart, mark it on your chart. Before you know it, you'll get very used to seeing these things, and you don't need to come back to this video or any of your write-ups to just go and check it. On your own, you can just see it and understand it very, very sharply. So the next candlestick we're going to talk about is the tweezer candlestick, the tweezer. Let me spell that out. Tweezer. So just like the engulfing, the tweezer have two parts. It has the bullish tweezer and the bearish tweezer, right? You can also call it the tweezer top or tweezer bottom. So the tweezer top is the bullish tweezer and the tweezer bottom is the bearish tweezer. Do you understand? tweezer top and tweezer bottom. So now this is what a tweezer candle looks like. Unlike the engulfing candle, let's use this for example purposes, right? So we have this as our example purpose here. And then now, a tweezer candle is a situation where we have both the buy candle and the sell candle almost or equal. It's either is equal or almost equal to each other, right? So here, the psychology behind this candle is that it was selling at this point, then it started buying, but the buy didn't close above the last selling candle. However, this is still a strong indication that the market has changed. It wants to start buying. That is for a tweezer top, right? The market wants to start what? Buying. So in this case, the sellers were strong coming into the market, then the buyers now equal to the sellers, became as strong as the sellers. And if they overshadow them by little, the market will start what? Buying. So in a bullish tweezer is a kind of tweezer you want to see in a what? Support area, because it's supporting a buy. Do you understand? A bullish signal, a bullish tweezer is supporting a buy. Then a bearish signal, tweezer is supporting a what? A sell. That means you want to see it at resistant areas. So now let's look at examples here on the chart. Right here, there's a tweezer that just appeared, right? Can you spot out the tweezer? Very obvious, it's right in front of you.
Yeah, in front of me. Yeah.
This one right here.
Yeah,
this is the tweezer. So you see how this market sold, then the next one immediately bought around the same level. From there, what happened? The market started buying. Boom. So a tweezer bottom is a bottom that is a type of candlestick pattern that supports what? A buying market. Then a bearish tweezer, let's see if I can find a bearish tweezer here. Right here, we have another tweezer right here. So you see how the market was selling. That means the sellers were in control, but all of a sudden, boom, the buyers now jumped in, but they didn't close above it. They just closed by the side of it. So from there, the market indicates that it's a bullish market. You want to start buying because now there's momentum to the upside. There's a bullish momentum. So from there, it's a signal to buy. And from there, what happens? You start seeing the market going up, going up. That is how a bullish tweezer works. Or a bearish tweezer, on the other hand, is a selling candle. Let me see if I can find a bearish tweezer. This is GBP. Okay, this is gold. You hardly find tweezers on gold. Well, let's not go too far. I've already shown you an example of what it looks like for the bullish side. So it's just the opposite, what it looks like for the bearish side, right? Let's move to the next candle. Please, after this class, make sure you practice. Your practice is very simple. Just open your MT4 and try and identify these pairs that I've showed you. These candlestick patterns that I've showed you. Just be looking for them. Don't worry about support or resistance, because next class now we're going into market structure proper. Right? From there, we'll start analyzing. And after that market structure class, you'll be able to start analyzing trades yourself. You analyze the market, you understand your trend, analyze it, your support and resistance. Then you now add candlestick pattern as extra confirmation. Because in the Forex market, all we need is what? All we're working with is what? A series of confirmation. The more confirmation we have, if we have 2 confirmation, 3 confirmation, 4 confirmation, any particular setup we want to take, it makes it the candlestick now gives us what? More edge, more mind to say, okay, hey, I want to buy here, hey, I want to sell here, because you're seeing those candlesticks appear on those areas of interest. All right. So the next one after the engulfing is called the morning star and evening star candle. So the morning star is the candlestick pattern that supports what? A buying market, a bullish market. You know, the sun rises from the east and sets in the west. So if you wake up in the morning, it's like the sun is just starting, it's just coming up, right? So that's why we call it a morning star. So the morning starts till it gets to afternoon. So it's going up, right? So that is why it's called a morning star. It's just a psychological name that was given to it. So this is what a morning star candle looks like. A bullish morning star. Okay, you don't even have to call it bullish here, because the morning star represents a bullish candlestick, while the evening star represents what? The bearish candlestick pattern, right? So this is what a morning star looks like. First of all, you have what? A selling candle. Then second of all, you have something like this. So a morning star consists of 3 candles. For a morning star, you first find what the bearish candle. That means the market is selling, right? And then the next candle could either be a small body doji or a dragonfly or whatsoever that has what like an indecision mentality. Then the next candle is the bullish candle. So this candle now represents what? The presence of buyers in the market. As far as it's a big candle and maybe overpowers this other one, it is called a morning star. And this particular candle is the candle that is now showing that, okay, price wants to start buying. The market wants to start buying at this point. That is what a morning star is. A 3 candlestick pattern, right? So for the evening star, it's just the opposite, the direct opposite. We first have our what? For an evening star, it starts with a what? A bullish candle. Then we have the doji, or yeah, something like this. Like a small candle. Sometimes it can be like, the candle can just be like a cross. Then the next one, oh, okay, sorry, another mistake, my bad. This candle is supposed to open from top. The next candle is supposed to open from top. Why? Because a bullish candle doesn't open, closes above. So the next candle will open from here, right? So let's say we just have something like this. I have something like this, doji, and the next one will now be what? A selling candle. So this is it. So this is the bullish and this is the bearish. The bullish morning star, and this is called an evening star. Evening star is when the sun, right, is setting down. The sun is coming down. So that is just like a representation of what it means in our head, right? So once you talk about a morning star, you know that we're talking about a bullish candlestick pattern. Once you talk about an evening star, we know we're talking about what? A bearish candlestick pattern. So for a morning star, you want to find it in support areas, while the evening star, you want to find it in what? Resistant areas. So let's look at the chart now if we can get examples of morning stars and evening stars. Okay, let's go to another pair. Let me see if I can get it from somewhere around here. Morning star and evening star. This is what? This is an engulfing candle right here. This wants to look like a morning star, but it's not an evening star, but it's not an evening star. You see? These candlestick patterns are not easy to find. They don't appear everywhere and anytime. But once they do appear, it's usually massive. So now I have some here. So this can be called a morning star. So this is more like 2 confirmations here, right? So oh, shit. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so this is more or less like a confirmation here. We have one sell candle, another candle, then a bullish candle, 3 candlestick pattern. And from there, what happens? The market start going up. But also, you can also call this an engulfing candlestick here, right? This is also an engulfing. This is price coming down, then the next one engulfs it. So this is also an engulfing candle, or you can also call it a morning star candle. But I'll prefer this one to be a much smaller candle. That gives me more information to say, okay, this is more or less a what? A morning star candle. Now, what do we have here? This one right here is a tweezer. You can call this a tweezer, and you can also call this a what? An engulfing, because an engulfing is a candle that is higher than the previous one. This one is a little bit higher than it. You can look at it another way, you can say it is a tweezer. But the most important thing is, I told you guys, it's not really about the names, it's about the psychology behind it. So you can see here that market was selling. At some point, it couldn't continue selling. The next candle that came out was now engulfing candle. That means the buyers are now in charge of the market. That is how this candle speaks to you, right? That is how these candles speak to you. All right. Again, here we have a morning star candle here. You see the morning star. This is the sell candle. This is the doji candle, and this is the what? The big candle, buying candle. So already, as you see this kind of candlestick, the next thing is to just start buying, right? Because the market is about to start pushing to the upside, showing you momentum. Now, this is another example of what? A tweezer, right? You see, it was buying. The next one just sold back to almost where the open of that buying was, the buying candle. From there, what happened? It started selling off. So anywhere you spot this kind of candles in specific areas, they always react. They always react. So these are the three candlestick patterns that I'm going to be showing you guys, right? And there are still more. There's still the white horse, all those other small candlesticks. You can just read about them. That candlestick Bible that I gave to you. But these are the major ones that we actually use most of the time. Me personally, these are the ones I use. But then there's one other candlestick that I want to show you that is very important and explain the diagram or the psychology behind it, which is like what? A doji candle. Now, this is what we call a doji candle. You can see this candle right here. Now, the characteristics of doji candle is that it has a very small or almost invincible body, but it has a what? A longer wick. Can you see it here? This kind of candle just have long wick, small body. This one too, small body and long wick up and down. Small body, long wick up and down. What is the psychology behind this candle? The psychology here is that when this candlestick opened, it came down till this point. Remember, I told you how a candlestick opens and how the wick is being formed. So it came down to this point, but for some reason, it couldn't continue, it couldn't hold. It started going back up. That means the buyers and sellers are fighting here. The market stalled to this point, but stopped. Then started buying again down to this point, even up to this point, and still couldn't continue buying. Then came back down to again where it opened from. So at this point, it is usually called an indecision candle. Why is it an indecision? Because there is a tug of war between the buyers and the sellers. At the end of the day, we don't know who won the battle, because the candle was buying and was still selling at the same time. At the end of the day, it now ended up closing as a doji candle. So that means there's an indecision. So at this point, the next candle, you cannot even tell whether it wants to start buying or it wants to start selling, because we don't know who the winner is among the fights between the buyers and the sellers. Do you understand? So that is why it's called an indecision candle. Whenever you see it, it's making you feel like, are we buying or are we selling? Are we buying or are we selling? We don't really know. The candle is not speaking any volume. But you see a candle like this one, this big long candle here, this candle is already showing you that the buyers are in charge of the market. The buyers have entered. See how big the candle is. It is not an indecision candle. It is a decision candle. Once you see it, you make a decision that, okay, I'm buying now. But once you spot this kind of indecision candle, you are still confused. Do I buy or do I sell? Do I buy or do I sell? Because it didn't close as a normal candle. But the moment you spot a candle with big body like this, you know that it is a confirmation you are looking for. That is the psychology behind it, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, or should I just say gentlemen, there's no lady here. These are the candlestick patterns that I'm going to be treating with you guys. However, we're still going to touch more of them, maybe one or two while the class goes on. So, but I prefer that you just read up those ones. You also can read about this engulfing and these ones that we talked about also on that chart to get to what a more deeper understanding. But there is nothing you will get more than what I've told you about these candles patterns today, right? Very, very educative, very, very important. So once you understand this candlestick, the next thing we're going to be talking about is market structure. Then we'll now add the candlestick and market structure. And after that, you should be able to start analyzing the chart yourself, because you will now understand how this market is moving. Then you now understand how the candle is moving. Imagine how you understand the movement of the market and you understand the candlestick. Then you'll be able to read all this as you are seeing on the screen very, very powerfully. Okay?
Okay, right. But please, since you record the whole
yes,
meeting, please you should send it after, you post it after it so that we can go through it in our own time too.
Yes, it's recorded. So that's the reason why I'm recording it. So I'll drop the link tonight, because after this class now, it will have to automatically download to my system, and after that, I'll have to now upload it before I can create a link for you guys to watch. Okay, now till this night, middle of this night, because I will sleep now and then wake up in the night to do some reading. So when I wake up again, I will do what? I would create the link and drop here so that you can watch this class again. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So our class is already, time is just less than 1 minute. It will be ending now. If you have any question, please just drop it for me in the comment section or in our group there, and I'll answer the question. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. See you guys tomorrow.